All right, what's going on, guys? So we are back. We're live again. YouTube is, I never really have a problem with YouTube. I really need to continue talking to the Behance team and helping that platform grow and do its thing. So like I said, guys, if you are popping in new here, we are going to get started on building a ebook mobile app platform. So with that said, let me make sure that the stream is a-okay, make sure that there's no other difficulties, and we'll get into it. Alright, so alright, cool. So I'm actually going to, because I know there's people on Behance just like, what is happening, where is everything. So what I'm gonna do actually is, man, it's gonna be a rough day. Everybody on my newsletter has the Behance link and not the YouTube link. So I guess we're gonna be soloing this out and it's just gonna be video content. So with that said, let's hop in. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. We're gonna get into working on this beautiful mobile application. And let's see. Also, what I'm going to do is, oh, I was literally about to, hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you so much for hopping ship with me. I literally turned off all the things that caused problems, but I don't think we're gonna have a problem on the YouTube platform. Usually YouTube is very smooth and can deal with a lot. Behance is still new, and I feel like with my new camera and a lot of the other new things that I have, it's having some trouble, so I gotta figure that out. Anyway, I'm glad you guys can make it. We're going to hop into the nitty gritty. All right, so like I always do, I am just going to start off with, duplicate this. And I'm glad Tia, New Yorker very own, I'm glad you were able to make it. New Yorker's very own. All right, so we're gonna start actually with the home page, and to do that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab, oh, I already duplicated it. I'm gonna go ahead and make this rectangle really quick, mask that, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this. Hey, what's going on, Travel Adventure? And I0, we're gonna watch here. Reason being is that Behance, I don't know what their challenge is, but I cannot do what I'm trying to do on there. It keeps freezing. So we can, let's watch here. Let's everybody stay here. And I apologize for that confusion. Reason being is, you know, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done on the Behance platform, but we'll work together to fix that. But that's why the Behance program is a beta. So while I do that, because I already see my camera has frozen really quick. Well, we'll go back to that. We're gonna deal with that later. But all right, thank you guys for following the YouTube and being quick with it, because I was like, oh man, this is gonna ruin the entire day. Literally, I sent, and I'm not trying to complain. I know, you know, Behance, because it is new, there's growing pains, and you know, it's always a learning curve. So basically, off that topic, what I'm doing right now, if you guys are wondering what exactly this is, if you just popped in and you weren't on Behance, we're working on a ebook mobile app, and like what I always like to do is take inspiration and also use it as a guideline for me when I start creating my own stuff, just to give me a framework to work within. So with that said, I'm gonna also open up this, and thank you, Zero, my man. Or I'm not saying that you're a man, but I appreciate what you mentioning the camera. I had to switch out the camera. I have two cameras, and I feel like this strong camera is what causes a lot of the problems on Behance, because it soaks up a lot of, or sends a lot of data. So I have to figure out how to work with them to do that. All right. So, and I would love for you guys to, what do you guys think the name of this app should be? I'm gonna let you guys pick what the app should be called. But so far, let's see. I really like how this does its application as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate this too. And this is something that I do for all my projects, guys. Like a lot of my students ask me, you know, do you design like from memory? Do you know, how do you work? And the simplest answer for me is I like to use a lot of reference. Same thing as when I was an artist, I would always refer to a drawing of somebody's face, refer to somebody's ligaments in order to not draw from memory, because when you draw from memory, you know, you make up things and we don't necessarily know if that's worked or not. And the benefit of using reference when we're designing is that, especially in most cases when we're talking about real applications, is that someone has already spent millions, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to test and figure out how their application works with their customers. So something within that design works really well and made them money. So that's why using reference is extremely important to me, and why I'd also encourage you guys to do it as well. Okay, cool. And also it just helps with, you know, setting guidelines, understanding how different people use what. So to be honest with you guys, I really do like the search bar at the top. I don't really care so much about understanding who the brand is. I'm actually going to take a look at, back at Audible, because as I mentioned to you guys, I'm a very avid user of Audible. I don't read books. I listen to them. All right, so what we're going to go ahead and start doing is I'm going to just type in. And I'm still gonna let you guys come up with the title for this app. Mustafa, hey, for the 4th time. Dude, do you know Jordan Sowers? I do not know Jordan Sowers' travel adventure. However, Mustafa, yes, for the 4th time. We're just gonna pause on Behance because obviously it's having troubles, and YouTube never has a problem when I live stream. So we're just gonna chill here and sit for a bit while I work on some stuff. But okay, so I'm just gonna leave this name. What should we call it? Bookable. We're gonna call it Bookable for now. You guys can let me know what you guys think this should be called. Bookable. We're just gonna put that in the center. And now what I do like is this search bar, and also I'm referring to Audible right now as well. Let's see. And the first screen I think I'm gonna build for us is the home page. And what that kind of has, specifically in Audible, which I like, it has continue reading. And I'm kind of just doing a wireframe right now, guys. I'm just trying to get my ideas out on the page to understand, okay, we're building a reading book, and what exactly would I want to see on the homepage? Things I'm currently reading. Recent additions to my library, and recommended. Also, while we're doing this, guys, I'm very curious. Bookpedia? Oh God, I don't even want to put that. Who said that? Haseb or Hasib, my man. Fine. Bookpedia. I cannot believe someone come up with. All right, this is what we're gonna do. Who can come up with a better name than Bookpedia? We're gonna put it here for now. Pedia. There you go. And we're gonna just do that for now. Okay, so we got Bookpedia. And I'm also gonna just leave this over here too. Let's see, how does Audible? So Audible has a search, but it's tiny. So what we're gonna do, and I like that better, to be honest with you. It doesn't need to be anything that's too obstructive. We don't need a full-on search bar. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just bring this in here, scale this down. And I want an account icon. Let's see. There you go. Pull that. And we're gonna pull this in as well. Perfect. All right, and like I said, guys, we're just pulling stuff in at the moment. Trying to line some stuff up, see where things possibly could fit. I think I'm gonna scale this up just a little bit. And also another thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to not turn on the grids. Always like to turn on my layout. Start working from something like this. And also I'm gonna go ahead and manipulate this just a little bit. Let's see, scale this out just a little bit. To right here, perfect. I'm gonna line these up to the edges. Mustafa, I will make that tomorrow, and that will be my golden reference. I don't understand. What do you mean by golden reference? Zero's asking. I want to ask. I have my personal account on Instagram and other accounts to post my work, but barely upload, unfortunately. But I wanted to upload again, but I don't know. Do I upload in my personal or not? That's a really good question. And it's all about intent and what your goals are, my friend. So for example, a lot of people ask me, do I have a personal Instagram account? I don't. My personal Instagram account is literally, if you guys know me from Instagram, that is the only one I have. And what I've found, well, not even what I've found, what is true is when you have more things to worry about in your life, is it takes more time to nurture them, especially if you want a good result from those things. So if you have multiple accounts, a personal account, a business account, a puppy account, or whatever account, it's a lot of things to deal with at once. So I understand what you're saying about, you have more followers. However, those followers, will they like the type of content that you want to be posting in regards to whatever your goal is? So, for example, if I had an account that had 2 million followers, but was filled with dog pictures and dog lovers as the followers, if I start posting design on there, they're not gonna, they're not really gonna care as much, you know what I mean? So, with that being said, it doesn't matter about the follower count, it matters the type of audience in which you're trying to serve. So I hope that answers your question. So with that in mind, who are you trying to serve? Is the audience that is on your personal account that has more followers, right? If you start posting your business content or whatever you have, whatever type of content that you post on there, will they actually enjoy that? And that's something you have to ask yourself. So I'm gonna leave that there with you. I hope that answers your question. Now, what I'm gonna do really quick is I'm gonna start grabbing some assets because it's really simple. We just have to go ahead and grab some book assets. And what I'm gonna do for that is I'm actually just gonna go to my personal. I'm gonna go ahead and grab, oops, I'm gonna go back to XD really quick. I'm gonna go to my Amazon account really quick and grab, let's see, I'm gonna grab from my book list. Speaking of books, I know I may have asked this earlier. What are some books that you guys have read earlier and have been enjoying? Is there anything that you guys have been reading, you guys have been seeing, that you want to read? Let's see, books. Trying to find, like, let's see. I probably find it on my Instagram account, my book list. And if you guys are actually curious about what my book list is, if you go to my Instagram, it's right here. And there's tons of amazing, my favorite books, especially when people ask me what type of books I read, they ask if it's design related. And to be honest, I love business books because design can be learned through just practice, whereas, let's see, copy this image. Whereas business, that's just experience, and you kind of have to understand business to do better as a designer. And a lot of people don't really, they don't really understand that portion of it. And if you guys, I'm just gonna start talking as to why. It's because technical skills are not difficult to learn. We have YouTube nowadays. We have the Chris Does of the world. I think that's gonna be too low resolution. Teaching us how to do the technical stuff. And what is more valuable to a business owner are those designers who understand what their design does and how it impacts the business, or things like marketing, the marketing side of the business, stuff like that. So I highly implore you guys. I know these are some of my favorite books, like fun to read and inspirational. However, my favorite, like 100% will change your life if you read as a designer, are the E-Myth. Really helps you structure and understand how business should be done as a designer. Never Split the Difference, very good about negotiation and also asking questions to get your own way, but through the other person's own accord, basically. This is Marketing by Seth Godin. I'm gonna grab this, scale this up. Oh, my work will be the golden reference. And Zero, I hear, like, I don't like to read either, but I highly recommend, check out Audible, my friend. Like, you can just sit there and just soak in the information. Reading is quite difficult for me as well, so I totally understand you. However, Audible, like, all this stuff I've read on Audible. I have not cracked open a book in recently, because I just ordered one because this is a very important one that I want to read hands-on and highlight stuff. This also is really good, by Peter Drucker, Effective Executive, and also Art of the Start. Actually, any of these books are really good, to be honest with you. I've read them all. They are very, very excellent, and have changed my life when it comes to business and understanding what people actually value and how to pitch myself, because I know what businesses want. Okay. So we got that, Art of Profitability. This is gonna be like one ugly app, because all these book covers are not cute. And I can put this in the chat if any of you guys are curious about listening or watching them. New Yorker's very own The Design of Everyday Things is fire. I've heard a lot of people actually love that book, so I know you are definitely correct on that. I have not read it myself. Tia is saying, every time I find the meaning of life, they change it, by Daniel Klein. That actually sounds really good. What is that about? I would love to know, Tia. What is that? What is that book about? All right, let's see. Let's get back. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's good enough to start. I'm just grab one more. I'm gonna grab the Peter Drucker and copy the image. Pull that in. 1, 2. There we go. All right. I'm gonna take these off. Show. And we got to pick a nice font as well, because I'm not down with the one that we're currently using. And I'll show you guys how I come up with my fonts as well. Let's see, we're just gonna do 14 for now. And we're just gonna go ahead and go to my arrows in my icons for design. And we're just gonna grab a quick and easy icon like this. We're gonna just pull it over. We're gonna reverse it, click of a button, and scale it down. Perfect. Awesome. So to start, I like this layout a lot better than this. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I think it's a lot more unique as well. It gives more life and space to it. Okay, let's start. Let's begin with Steal Like an Artist. This was actually my favorite one of them. I'm gonna turn the opacity down with this just a lot more. I'm also going to create a little square as well, and I'll show you guys in just a moment why. I'm not sure I want to use the Poppins font. I know I say what's poppin', and it sounds very, very relevant. However, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we will use it. We'll see how I feel. Control-Shift-M. Okay. Just turned the mask on. Now I'm going to... Where's my layers? Here we go. I'm gonna go in here. We're gonna up the radius of this to about 15. I think that's fine. Perfect. We're just gonna bring this. To be honest, I want this. I'm really curious. Maybe we can find some really unique ways of presenting this stuff. Okay, so we have this. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna grab, I'm gonna duplicate this about 2 more times so that I'm gonna copy these, click into our mask here, and just paste this. If you guys wanna see how I did that, I basically just duplicated the masks, brought in this asset inside of the mask. Perfect. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for Show Your Work. I'm just gonna copy it. I'm gonna go over to this mask, double click in. You guys can see in my palette, I'm now in this mask. I'm just gonna paste and scale this baby down. Cool, awesome. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and pull these in. And I'm gonna scale these down just a tad bit. And this is gonna be pretty interesting because we might change this. I'm gonna turn the opacity down to around, let's do like 6. Let's see what this looks like over here. I'm gonna send it over here and, I don't really like that. Especially because there's squares. Let's see. Let's keep working on it. We might be able to disregard it later. So I'm going to center this. Let's see. So we have Steal Like an Artist. Center this. I'm gonna change it from bold to light, and I'm gonna put the author's name, Austin Cleon. Perfect. Are you guys having video trouble over in the... Let me know what's happening because it says error, YouTube is not, Okay, I gotta screenshot this. So this is definitely something on my side. Guys, what's going on in the video side of things? Let me know in the chat, because I'm still getting maybe this will help. I hope it does. Alex, you have a delay? Alright, I tried to fix something. Let me know if this fixes it. I'm gonna wait a couple seconds. It says stream status is not so bueno. A bit of a delay. Okay, there we go. Fixed it. All right, cool. All right, guys. Tia, Divad, Alex, Saab. All right, everything is working. A delay. I have no delay. All right. I think I figured out what the problem is, guys. I had my bitrate on like 4,500 or 4,000. And then this time I just went up to 4,500. I really wonder if that was the problem with Behance, because I know people have been telling me that it needs to be 4,500 for upload speed. And I think I changed a couple things way back when. I bet I've been causing my own problems with Behance. But again, we're learning. There's a lot of stuff when it comes to like live streaming and like nuances. So yeah. Out of curiosity, do you guys live stream as well? What side hustles do you guys have? I'm curious.
Most of you subscribe to the channel.
I appreciate the sub. Let me see. I gotta keep screenshotting these like errors. Okay. Oh boy. Alright, literally this is what's happening. A streamer's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. Why is it saying that that's my bitrate? I definitely have. Hold on, guys. It is interesting that it's telling me I have extremely low bitrate. Oh, I wonder why it keeps going in and out like that. Okay. Hopefully this is okay. I can't even see. Let's see. All right, it says good connection. Let's hope. Yeah, this must be something on my side, guys. I apologize. I definitely need to work with somebody to like figure out the the nitty gritty of this, because I have literally 4,500 bitrate, but for some reason it's, you know, maybe it's an internet problem, but I gotta figure that out by literally Monday, because that shouldn't be happening. Okay. But let's see. Tia, no side hustle yet. Oh, Alex. Well, hopefully there's no delay. And then Mustafa. Wait, who? Divad. Yeah, Divad. What are you doing on Medium? Out of curiosity. So what things are you writing about? Okay, good. All right, Alex. Whew. I was sweating. All right. let's hope that doesn't happen again. But at least YouTube tells me what happens, so therefore I kind of know maybe what the issue is. Let's see. I'll pull this over here, and I'm going to do something here. I'm going to take this rectangle, I'm going to duplicate it, and bring it, oops. I'm going to cut it out of, oh, it's a mask. I'm going to cut it, what is this? So what I'm going to do really quickly, so I'm going to take this, hopefully, okay, there you go. It's just a rectangle. That's what I want. I'm going to put these behind that so I can add a shadow to it. Just going to blur it out just a little bit, change the y-axis just a smidge. We got one shadow. All right. So now, let's see. I'm going to center this really quick. I am, just for the sake of nowness, I am going to copy this really quick, just so I don't have to redo it for now, but I also have it there. I am going to, and guys, I can always do this a tad later, but what I'm trying to do is just kind of fill out. There we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this in just a little bit more. Again, we're just trying to, of course we would put these icons in here for real, but for right now I'm just trying to mimic it, just so I, you know, can get back to the things that are important. Okay. So next, we are going to, let's see what happens if I just, because I think that's much better. We're not gonna go ahead and drop that down. We're not gonna drop the opacity down. All right, Alex is saying great for now. Tia, thinking of making XD my hustle. Learning XD, that is a good hustle, my friend. I'm gonna bring this down just a little bit. I'm gonna scale this up just a tad. Make this. I'm gonna darken this up a little bit. I'm gonna make it black. I don't think this needs to be that huge. I'm just gonna do right there. And I wonder if this would be better like this. I'm pretty sure it is. This would make a lot more sense. I think I'm happy with that. And I want to group this so it all stays on the artboard. However, what kind of does suck is that I would like to, I'm gonna put this behind. I would like to show all 3 books at the same time, you know what I mean? So let's see what we can do with this. We're gonna pull this in. We're gonna pull this in as well. And what I'm gonna do here, I'm going to turn the opacity of these titles all the way down. We're doing some very, not risque, but we're doing some very interesting, stuff. So I'm going to turn this opacity to 2, turn this opacity to 60. But however, we need, let's see. I'm going to take this rectangle, copy it. Put it right below. Here. And basically what I did, guys, is I took this rectangle, I'm gonna turn the border off, but I didn't want the book to bleed, to see basically the book behind it. that in. Okay, so there's kind of like a revolving carousel. Oh man, I can see I'm lagging again. The whatchamacallit, the poor thing showed up. It was like, you're lagging. Let's see. Divad said writing about branding and design, logo and websites. That's really cool, man. So do you do that for clients, or how does that work? All right, let's see. So we have this. We have our little titles here. It's good. Okay. All right. So next, what we're gonna do is, let's see. We're gonna group this. I'm gonna center these horizontally. Perfect. And let's take a look back at our reference. So we have our bookworm, we have our top picks, our best sellers. One thing I feel like this has to have a stronger weight behind it, so I'm gonna darken this up a little bit. And again, we're still in wireframe mode. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to right click this. I'm going to make the character style, I'm gonna add it to my assets panel. So I basically can click these other two things, go to my assets panel and click on this layer, or excuse me, on this character style and change them like that. Super simple. Now I can basically do the same thing we did here, except with new books. So I'm gonna take 3 other books. I'm gonna take these 3. Before I do that, again, I'm just gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna mask it and make sure I have the same radius. Hey Haseb, hey, we're still in wireframe, my friend. So we're not even worrying about aesthetics just yet. This is just putting things where they belong. But I totally hear you. Let's see, not Y. What is this? Oh, I need to go to my layers really quick. Boom. Where is my radius? We're gonna do 15, just like the other one. Perfect. And now I'm just gonna copy this 3 times. Copy this, go inside the mask. Boom. Simple stuff. Scale that up. See if that fits. Good. And I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna actually turn off the border of these 2. We don't need the borders. And I'm actually gonna go inside here and scale this up because I see that there was corners happening that we don't really necessarily want. Or whoops, here we're gonna go inside, click that image, scale it. There we go. So we get those nice corners. We're gonna do art of profitability, copy, go into the mask, paste, and scale up. There you go. Perfect. And let's see, David, building a profile and following of my own. I started writing almost a year ago and I became a top writer in design, still working to grow my audience. Dude, that is absolutely awesome, man. Like, the ability to cultivate a audience is something that's really, it's challenging, and being really consistent with content creation and figuring out what to write and all that good stuff. Like, kudos to you, man. And that's really awesome that you're continuing to do that, and yeah, just doing your thing, dude. So, what is your favorite thing to write about? I'm curious. All right, so we have this. I think it would be very odd. I'm gonna pull this up just a little bit. I think it would be very odd if these two are too close in size. We definitely have to up this up to like 22. I'm gonna do the same thing here. And put in 18, let's see, 17, I'm gonna up that up by 1. And I wonder if I want to continue doing stuff like this. Let's see what happens if, I'm just gonna copy this. Like, just like with this, I was like, I'm not too entirely sure if I like this. What I'll do is I'll just copy it over and pull this up just a little bit. Perfect. All right, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna group it so everything stays on the artboard. And I'm gonna pull this down. And we are gonna get started with the recommended books. Recommended books. And I'm gonna put this on 2 lines. Reason being is we still want this show more, or short, yeah. There we go. Next, let's see. Let's see what we got. I really love these colors, to be honest with you. So really quick, before we even start getting into colors, like I said before, we're gonna do, let's get into actually making the navigation really quick. I'm gonna take a peek at Audible's thing really fast. Let's see. So we have a home. This is what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna write this out fairly quickly. So we have a home. We have a library. We have discover. We're just gonna do 3. Just discover. Perfect. Home, library, discover. Or maybe we could just, because technically this is a library. Let's see. Library could be everything. Got you. Okay. So we have recommended books. We also could do wish lists. Pull these out of the way. Your wish list. So basically what I'm thinking is that this page could be something. And we also got to change the books. The books is not cute. Let's see. What I find myself writing most about is the idea that everyone is a brand. Therefore, we have a business. We have a business or a skill we sell, or interpersonal connections and reputation, develop our own personal brands. I help people discover ways to leverage their personal brand into greater opportunities. Man, that's all the rage nowadays. Everybody has the ability to get where they want to be via personal brand, especially with how things are right now, where there's social distancing. Everybody is separate. And when I was not in college, the reason I started social media was so I could actually reach out to people I wanted to talk to, work with, etc. So yeah, like personal branding and showing people your actual value is huge. I'm gonna come in here, pull this in, and this is gonna need some space. So I think what we're actually going to do is I'm gonna make this larger. Ungroup this for right now. I'm gonna paste that back in. Cool. I'm gonna scale this up just a tad more. And what I might do is pull this up just a little bit. There we go. And that way, let's see. How do we want to do this? I do want to keep everything consistent. So if we do this sort of styling, I want to make sure we keep it like that. Pull this off to the side. I'm going to scale this up just a little bit. And I know this is like usability wise, I can already hear people saying that, you know, that's not looking too right when it comes to a possible customer experience. But right now we're just, you know, we're trying to see what we can possibly do in terms of like playing around. Like this is partially why I like to do the live streams is, you know, we're testing stuff out. We're seeing what we can get away with, what we can't get away with, what might be a problem and what might not. Alright, so we got that. And I'm gonna, what is this at? This is at 20%. I'm gonna drop that to 20% too. And, alright, we're gonna leave that like that for now. And one thing I think would be really interesting is I saw this, you know, genres. I think that would be really interesting to have at the top here. So what we're gonna do really quick, so I'm just gonna trace this shape very quick. I'm gonna add 15 radius just because the consistency of everything else. Checking the chat really quick. Okay. So we have fantasy, and I'm gonna take this out. Fantasy. There we go. I'm gonna group it and also utilize. Ungroup this really quick. There should be a, what's it called? Usually when you group stuff, there is another option here to make sure. Let me try this. Oh, it's the padding one. For some reason I didn't see that. I was used to, there's a new feature as well. That's why. Okay. So we're gonna take fantasy. And what this does, guys, is so that when I rewrite anything, so if I type business, it keeps the same padding. Whoops. Business, and then we'll write one more. We'll write design. Because apparently we like business, design, and fantasy. Okay. So I'm gonna take these. I'm gonna pull them here. What I'm gonna do, actually, we're gonna pause this and delete these. I'm gonna turn this to a component, so I only have to do this mess once. 1, 2, make sure these are all equivocally spaced. I'm gonna type in business. And we are going to type in fantasy like we did before. And for right now, because we have not gone through a color scheme yet, I'm just gonna I'm gonna keep that light gray for now, just as placeholder. We know we need to do something to it, but we will fix it a tad bit later. So I'm just trying to shorten this stuff up. I'm gonna center, make sure the words are centered. All right, cool. Make sure that's aligned. I'm gonna bring these in just a little bit. So there's 8 pixels difference between them. There we go. Hey, there we go. Yeah, we stop at 8. All right, let's see. Boom. I think this is good enough area. Let's see. Going back to the reference, how they use it. And again, it's also really nice to see like how these individuals, when they design something, what is the padding and all that good stuff. Let's see, they have 17 pixels in between their content. We have 22, that's all right. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and put genres. And we're gonna move stuff again. How do you spell genres? Genre. All right, let me just look at it. GENRES. Cool. All right. So now we're just going to pull all that stuff down. This still doesn't look too right to me. Let's put that a little bit closer. And what I think, let's see. I wonder if I can get away without having to put genres there and if it would make sense. Let's try this. All right, another thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to group this, put our stacks here so that I can easily move our stuff around. Okay. There you go. All right, so we have business first. I kind of want to turn these off, or excuse me, the backs of them off. Why did the, oh, I see why. That is part of the component. All right, so I'm going to, from here, not entirely sure if I like how radiified the background is. So what I'm gonna do, how do we want to do this? I'm just gonna ungroup everything just really quickly so I can diagnose some things. Oddly, that was turned into a path. I have no idea why. And what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna do like a small, thin rectangle. I'm gonna turn the radius on these all the way up. I want a pill. I'm gonna center these, pull this over. Group, padding. Repeat grid, actually, it's probably easier. Bring these in. Ungroup the repeat grid because I'm going to turn those down. We're turning that up. We're going to remove the background there. change for some reason. Where's the type? Oh, okay. So we're gonna just put that there for now. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Like this, that does look a lot better. Uncapitalized. Alright. So I think we're definitely getting somewhere, guys. We just need to... And I think I'm gonna leave these portions out just for now, because I want to get to creating that menu. We're also going to change these business, design, fantasy, fantasy, and what else? Cartoon? Anime? We're just gonna do anime. This is the only other thing I know. Alright. We're just gonna make sure these are equidistant, or at least from all of there you go. Cool. And now I'm gonna make this a little bit darker so that it stands out. And we'll change the colors eventually. Does that make sense here? So if we're going to continue to read, what do you guys think in the chat? To me, it kind of seems like it doesn't really make too much sense. I think continue reading would be best first. Again, I'm going to duplicate it just so I have work history that I can continue to work from if I wanted to go back. I'm gonna move genres, not duplicate it. I'm gonna just bring it down here. And what I think I'm going to do, this would be interesting, I wonder if I can put an image back here. Just a light one. And again, we're still in the wireframe-esque mode of this. Trying to center that. Break up that page. Let's see, 40. Trying to put 40 pixels in between each section. I think this is definitely starting to climb into something. Okay. We've definitely already come like a long way. We see, this is where we started. We went here and we were like, oh, we kind of have an idea. And then we were like, not entirely sure about that. And then we were like, oh, let's put the genres here. And we're like, So that's, that's literally my process, like going back and forth, what's working, what's not. Okay, so now let's get into this menu. So we have home, discover, and library. So let's go into, I kind of want to take reference again. So we have home, we have library, and we have discover. So I think I really like how these are done. So let's see if we can find some of that. So I'm going to take this icon here. Put that right there. We're going to look for a book icon. Let's see. There we go. And then we're going to do people or person. Let me see. We want to keep the same style. I don't really like that. Yeah, definitely don't like that. Let's see if we can get another one. Okay. Not Siri, not you. Let's see. So we got kind of round-esque icons, which means this doesn't really fit. So we're gonna go back to home, see what we got. Thank you very much, Diana. I appreciate it very, very much. How are you doing today? Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna copy these. And we're just gonna go on over. And this is obviously, well, not obviously, this is definitely XD. Can't talk too much about the other program. But yep, we're definitely in XD. We're working right now on the navigation. And what I am doing now, so I'm gonna turn the opacity of this. I'm just taking reference for how these other individuals who created these ebook platforms, how they did what they did. I'm just gonna take this, put this here as our navigation. I'm gonna turn it just a little gray just so I know what I'm working with right now. I'm gonna bring our icons over. And what I'm gonna, hold up. Yeah, we're not even working on this artboard anymore. I'm gonna bring it over to this artboard. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna turn my grid back on. And what I'm gonna do, because we don't have 4 icons, we have 3. What I'm going to do is, so I'm gonna take the width of this, 377. I'm actually gonna bring it to the true width of the artboard, 375. And we're gonna just do some math. 375 divided by 3 is 125. And with that, I am going to duplicate this board. I'm gonna change its color just a little bit. And I'm gonna copy that 125 in the width. And you'll see what I'm gonna do with that is I'm going to bring a new segment and copy it all the way across to host each one of these icons in the dead center, mathematically correct dead center of if we were to break things up into 3s. Perfect. And once I'm done with that, I can just take these, I can pull them off to the side. I don't need them anymore. And if I do, they're right there. But this is how we easily center our icons. Let's see. Let's check the sizing of everything. What I want to do now is I'm going to just turn this to white. And we very soon need to start looking at color palettes here. Put that there. Just select this entire thing. Put it here. And one thing I want to do is I'm going to put a shadow very quickly. And instead of the shadow going down, I want it to go up. So I'm going to push it up this way. Or excuse me, I'm going to undo that. I'm going to push the shadow up, just like this. I'm going to blur that out. And I'm also going to turn the opacity way down. Perfect. Very nice. All right, now let's actually start to find like some actual nice colors. And to do that, I could refer here. To be honest, I do like, we're going to take some of their colors for now. But we're gonna try to find our own colors as well. And I'll show you guys how I do that. Grab this black here. So they do a blue, white, and gray, basically. I'm gonna copy that. Bring this on over here. One thing I did forget to do, there's 14 pixel spacing between that book and its title. So I'm gonna do that here as well. I'm gonna change this title to, this is marketing, Seth Godin. Guys, one thing I will ask, if you guys are enjoying what it is that we are getting into today, I would really love if you guys could hit that like button. It helps a lot, especially since we're doing this live stream today on YouTube rather than Behance. It helps a tremendous amount. So I do appreciate if you're able to do that. And for those of you guys who already did, thank you so much. All right, let's see. Let's turn back our guides, see what's happening. I'm gonna bring in our, first of all, I'm going to line those, bring this in, line these, and I really should be making these components. Bring that in. Perfect. Turn that off. And if you guys are wondering what shortcut I'm doing to make these pop up, it is Control Shift and then I think the apostrophe. All right, so now let me see. It would be really interesting to do something like this. I'll show you guys what I'm thinking here. I'm gonna take this, turn the border off. I'm gonna take this blue. And I'm also going to, now that we kind of have to get rid of this, I'm gonna turn this opacity down real quick. Turn this opacity down, so now I can actually write. I'm gonna do 941. And we're also gonna save these colors as well. So we're gonna take this, oops, add it. Add it. Surprisingly, that doesn't add stuff here. Oops. Add that color. Cool. So now I'm going to click in here. Make that dark. And now I need 3 new icons. So I'm going to go back to icons for design, and I'm going to go to, let's see, bars. I wonder if I could type in signal and it would give me signal. Let's see. Signal. There we go. I don't know why it keeps pulling it back up there. I think I need to click on the artboard. Anyway, so we're here. I'm gonna move that back. Go in here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. So I'm just gonna click on this. Delete that. Let's scale these down. Widen this out just a little bit, pull it down. There we go. We're gonna type in Wi-Fi. I'm gonna grab that. And guys, out of curiosity, I've been working on this because I do want us to finish a good amount in our time allotment today. But has there been any more stream difficulties? Has it been, has it been lagging? I know it has been in before, maybe like 30 minutes ago. But I'd love to know, is it still happening? Are we still good in excellent condition? What's up? Okay, making this battery. There we go. I think this could be a little bit smaller. There we go. All right, now I can go ahead, delete this, turn the opacity of our blue up, and what we're going to do here is make everything light for right now. Whoops. And let's see, we're going to do this. And then we're going to take these things. I'm going to pull them down just a little bit. I'm going to reset our music really quickly. And I'm gonna find the search bar real quick, or these things, 1, 2. I'm gonna hit shift and the down arrow. All right, good. New Yorker, thank you, my man, or my friend. All right, cool. So we are going to. How do we want this? Let's check something out. I really like how they do this, but it makes sense because there's space and it's very specific to showing this book. Now, let's see. They have a nice little thing here and they have a nice little quote. Maybe we could do the same. But I don't really like that circle. Let's see what we can do. The blue is calming though, however. I do really like that blue. Let's pull this down. Let's see what we can do, guys. I'm gonna bring this here. Let's stretch this out. What we could also do is we could bring this account down into the menu. Let's do that. Let's do that. So again, what I'm going to do, just so I don't lose my progress, because I'm changing ideas now, I'm going to duplicate, and I am going to take this icon, and take this where is, there we go. I'm just gonna make this longer really quick so I can grab everything. Grabbing this, paste it, and now we got to do a different sort of equation. Actually, I'm just gonna pull all these here, and I'm just gonna turn on my grids here. And what I'm gonna do is, instead of having to do the math, I'm just gonna do this very quickly. I'm trying to pull that rectangle all the way, here we go, just behind the icon, so I can center this here. Perfect. I'm gonna pull this across, and everything's gonna align. Trying to align everything to the grid that I have for myself, and this should work perfectly. So now I'm just gonna go in here, delete these, and we're good. Other than that, all I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna align everything horizontally because something looked off. All right, now I can pull this up. And what I'd like to do now, since we're starting to get into color, is, let's see, I'm gonna bring this back to the center. Turn that off. Let's see. I wonder what it would look like if, let's make this that nice light gray here. Okay, that looks a little bit nicer. What we're gonna do here, let's try this. But this one really makes sense because we're not on the business genre, so we'll think a little bit more about that. However, until we do, what I'm going to go ahead and do here is turn all of our links to this light blue, or this very saturated blue. I'm going to turn all of our other, okay, let's see. Pull this up a little bit. Bookpedia. And you know what? I am kind of digging. I think we're gonna pull this in, guys. A search bar. Reason being, I just think for how this is shaping at the moment, I think this would be the most beneficial way to organize some things. All right, so we got that. Got this centered. I think I want to change that icon too. Search your favorite books. And obviously we're gonna unbold that. We're gonna turn this down. Bring that opacity to like 50%. I don't want this icon to be super what I might try to do with this is also take that border out. That looks a little bit nicer. What do you guys think in the chat? How are you guys feeling about this? I know Haseb or Hasib, and please correct me if I'm mispronouncing your name, guys. I'm feeling a lot more confident in this design than I was prior. So we have 30 here. Let's see, 1, 2. I also want to see the spacing that they have between the search bar. It's really not that much space. It's, let's see, it's around 9 pixels. That is interesting. Oh, you know what? But that's not true size. Let me actually measure it from here to here. It's actually around 30 pixels. There you go. 30 pixels. So yeah, there we go. This is good size. And I'm rethinking this again. This genre thing. I'm like, should it go at the bottom? Guys. Awesome. I'm glad, Mustafa. Thank you, Tia. I'm gonna try one more thing, guys. What does that look like if we pull that out? Alright, so I think I'm gonna pull this break out, and again, because I can't make up my mind with this, I'm gonna unhit the padding, I'm gonna pull this out, drop this down, center this. And again, repeat grid, pull this out. And what I'm going to do here, you guys will see in a second. All right, so I'm gonna push this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take genres, cut that, pull this down. All right. Going back to like our original way that we were gonna do this. Take that border out. We're gonna get a little funky here. Add some interesting things here just to play around with. Stuff to play around. Here, I'm gonna make a small one. Cool. All right. I'm gonna make a small little shadow here. Nothing too crazy. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna select this blue. However, I'm gonna turn the shadow all the way down. I only want like a smidge, like a very, it doesn't even look that good. Let's be honest with you. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna take this down to 0. Let's see with the blur. To be honest, I think it looks better with that one. Let's just keep it there for now. Alright, so I'm liking where this is going. I'm gonna click into here really quick, scale some stuff up because I still see some border. Oh, that's why, because I had the border on. Turn that border off. Border off. Border off. Alright, I'm gonna go back in here. I'm gonna scale this. There we go. I'm gonna scale this photo up just a little bit because I still see like the sides. I'm gonna pull this down. Still looks odd, cause. Okay, we're just gonna Control Z all that real quick. Okay. I'm gonna pull this in. There you go. I think that works. Turning all the borders off. So somehow being sneaky and getting in there. All right. Mustafa's saying yes, yes, much better. Yeah, I agree with you. I think the way doing it this way, I think it's gonna be a lot better. But see, guys, this is like how things go. Look at where we started. This is horrible. But this is how like the progression goes. It's like, okay, we're making something, and then we kind of slowly start to get there. Okay, so I think I saw a question. It was represented a cutting which create like to. I mean, Mustafa, I could not understand that last message. New Yorker's very own. Do you have any mock-up websites you recommend? Yes. As I wipe my eyes, I highly recommend you guys use UI8. Hold on, my eyes are tearing a little bit. And I constantly, I mention this website to you guys. Excuse me, my eyes are really burning. All the lights in my room are so hot. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna try to give you guys. Alright. Here is. I'm gonna put it in the chat for you guys. But UI8 is absolutely amazing. This is, if you guys are ever on my Instagram and you guys see stuff like this, I get questions asked about this all the time. For stuff like this, when the design opens up and you see this amazing mock-up, I didn't do any of that. It's all done by assets that I have purchased. Things like this. Right? So where I got this, actually, I got it from Envato. Envato and UI8 are absolutely amazing. You can go to the market, and go to video, and type in UI app mockups. And there's just so many. There's so many amazing things that you can use that just help present your work a million times better. It's super like this. I'm about to buy this right now. This was cool.
Yeah.
That's my next one. This is one you guys are gonna see on my next videos. This is really cool. Yeah, anyway, That's how you really step up your presentation game, is doing really good design work, and then finding something. Yeah, these are freaking fire. I'm downloading these. To help you present your work on that next level, right? Oh, I forgot to send you guys this video as well. Oh, I didn't know there was Brian, my man. All right, let's see. 6:44. All right, so what I'm gonna do really quick is I do want us to prototype this to some respect. Bookpedia. I'm going to, what happens if we do this? That's ugly. Let me pull this up just a little bit. Nah, don't like that. Nah. Just gonna add another bubble. Alright, so what we want to do, so I wonder, I'm gonna underline these really quick to show that it's a link. I'm not even sure if they even do that anymore, to be honest. Let me see how they did it. Yeah, they didn't need that. I think this is an old practice that I kind of got stuck with, is underlining. I'm so used to seeing that. That's how you can tell your boy's getting old. I'm gonna up this just a little bit to help that contrast. Same thing here. I'm gonna up this up to 70 by hitting just 7. I think we can turn it down, to be honest. 5. Alright, and now I'm going to turn this to our active color, and the rest of these I'm just gonna hit 5. And what that is, it just turns down the opacity. Next, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here, hit Control G to group everything. And I'm gonna pull this, make sure the entire navigation is on the, let's call it, is on the actual board. So next, what I'm gonna do is, what was this? That was the account, right? What was this for? I think that's what I forgot, guys. I think I had already, we're going back with this because we already had an account. I'm gonna pull this off, delete this, bring that on. I'm going to take this icon, delete this one, add this in, make sure that this is in the center, and I'm also looking to, I don't have to do that. Let's just grab this really quick. Grab, copy, paste, bring this over here. Make sure it's actually on the bottom and on the side. Bring it all the way to the bottom, bring it up. And all I'm doing is hitting my control and left and right bracket keys to bring it, bring that layer up. Okay, take this is 50%, we're gonna take this 50%, and we're gonna bring this back to our blue color. Perfect. Select everything, group it, make sure it is on the artboard, and there we go. I was wondering, I was like, why are there 2 faces? It's like, no. All right, now, as my eye continues to sting, I'm going to go to Unsplash. You know what? I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna go back to my plugins. I'm gonna go to Unsplash. I'm gonna click here. Unsplash. We're gonna type in Office. I'm gonna ungroup this because I don't want it to change to everything to change. So we have business, design, fantasy, and art. We're just gonna go with that. All right, So now we're gonna go to Unsplash, we're gonna type in design. Fantasy, we're gonna type in fantasy. And art, we're gonna type in art. Perfect. Now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to my layers panel. I'm going to duplicate these rectangles and I'm going to give them a color. I can give them that blue color and just turn down the opacity. Actually, I'm gonna give them that dark color and turn down the opacity. I think that will work. I think that works. I'm just gonna copy that rectangle so I can bring it into each group. Whoops. Paste it in. Just like so. One more. Perfect. And all I'm really doing is I'm taking the rectangle that I made and I just copied and pasted into each of the following, let's call it genre buttons that we have here. I'm gonna just group that. Mustafa, I mean the gray box which you removed it. It was representation of separation area, which actually we don't need. Got you. I saw now similar apps like that with your favorite books. Yeah, man, link them. Send them in the chat so we can take a look at them. That would be excellent. All right, so we have, I'm gonna make 30 pixels difference here. 40. And 40. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this up here. You guys will see why in just a minute, or a second really. I'm gonna click fixed position when scrolling, so that will just be our navigation. That just stays there. I'm gonna pull this here. All right, so I'm pretty happy with this. What I'm gonna do now, so I'm gonna test some things. I want to see what this looks like. So I'm just testing some colors. No, it doesn't work. I wonder if the border color, however, will work. I'm gonna use that dark here, 100%. Not sure how I feel about that. Let's see if we take that off. Let's try doing this. Curious to see what this does. I'm gonna take this. Turn it down to, I don't want that dark. I'm gonna turn the opacity just a tad, blur it out just a bit. Not sure that's good at all. This is definitely much easier to see. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about that. I wanted to check some stuff out really quick, see what it was like, not feeling it at all. So I'm gonna just go back. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna duplicate this, bring this here. Not even entirely sure if we should have show more, because I think that should just be a very short list. And I'm gonna change this font to be a little bit different. And I'm gonna add something super small. kind of make it look like it's a logo. Just for now. Whoops. Just center that. There's something there. But hey, we're just trying to work something out. All right, so let's see. So far I think we're good here. I'm going to go to the shadow and raise this just a tad. And I'm gonna use this dark that we've already been using throughout the app. All right, so let's just take a look at this. I know we haven't animated anything just yet. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling it. The dark one was good. So this one, where we have the background fill, is this. I mean, it definitely, something looks right about it. However, let's see. Let's just keep pushing this and see where this takes us. I don't know, guys. I'm not sure if I'm digging that. The search bar thing too, you know what? I don't know why I didn't turn it white. Maybe we can have two options. Let's see. Pull that down just a little bit. So which one, guys? A or B? I don't know. I don't like what I did to this. It looks funky. But I think what might maybe make it look a little better. So we pull that out. I'm gonna go ahead and go to my layers palette and just lock this layer so I don't touch it. Pull these in. Yeah, A was definitely better. I like A. Yeah, I like A. So we're just gonna stick with this for right now. I'm gonna pull this down here. I don't know. There was something about this that I kind of liked. And I still feel like, yeah, I don't know. I think maybe it's just the menu is jacked up. I can't put my finger on it. Yeah. Let's see what that looks like with just... Turn the opacity of these down to like 50. Yeah, now now the menu looks too much. Yeah, let's take a look at this again. Yeah, this definitely looks a little bit better, a little more airy. I wonder though, let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna take this and turn the opacity, not the opacity. Man, I got the hiccups now. thought I could do like a little bit of a color. Maybe like a little one. Like a tiny, tiny one. Just like a sliver. Alright, so we're gonna do that. Now, what I'm gonna do really quick is I'm gonna add some small little things across the application. And you guys will see what I'm doing. I'm going to do like a very, very, very mini prototype really quick. Let's see, because there might be too many. I like that. We don't need that one. Because I want to do like a little. We gotta move that one. And then we'll finally actually prototype. And all I'm doing is I'm hitting Alt to duplicate these things, guys. All right, let's see. I think that one's gonna be a problem, because it's right next to the show more. And they continue reading, add a bar to indicate how much left is to read. That is very, very smart. Let's actually, you know what? That is very smart. Let's go ahead and add this as I saw that, you know what? Let's go back to our reference, because now I'm making stuff up and we don't want to do that. So they have this. Let's do that as a percentage. All this stuff is left aligned too. So let's see, let's zoom back out, zoom in. What would this look like if we just did this? I kind of feel like that's a little bit easier to read, to be honest with you guys. What do you guys think? Left line, that definitely looks a lot easier to read. That was a Haseb. That's a very, very good addition. That was really smart, man. So now what I kind of want to do is I want to do like a little idle animation. I think this might be too cutesy. For what we have going on. I'm going to show you guys what. Oops. So what I'm doing basically here is I want some movement to happen. I want it to be very small. I'm gonna set this all the way. Didn't realize I was covering the 9, so I'm going to push this all the way down. Just one layer below the 9. Push that up. Push this down. Push this to the right. Push this out this way. Push this up. Also want to make sure that it's behind, one layer behind the battery. There we go, one layer behind the battery. And let's kind of see what we have going on. I think I do need to take out quite a bit of this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do trigger, time, 0 seconds, transition, auto animate. And we're gonna just do a snap and 6 seconds. Hold on, oh, we have to do the cycle. Time, auto animate. We're gonna do ease in, ease out because we want this to be a smooth animation. So we did ease in, ease out for both. Let's see what we got. Too much. All right, let's go to 1 second. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do 5 seconds. Five seconds, and it was just way too fast. 5 seconds. Play. That's a lot smoother. We got some movement happening. What do you guys think about that? It's still a little slow. But next, what we're gonna get into is this. So I want this over here. And now we're gonna start doing the sliding gesture. Okay. So next, and this is also one thing that gets really funky. Because let's see. How do we want to do this? I'm going to take this, I'm going to group it, turn the opacity down, copy it, bring it over here, turn the opacity up, bring all this stuff to the left. Whoops. Why is it doing it? Oh, because I remember I put a rectangle. Alright, so what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to go in this mask, I'm going to select all this stuff, group that, pull this off to the left, zero that out, bring this into the picture, make sure this is lining up, turn on my grids here, turn this opacity up, and I also I'm gonna do grids. I need to show. I need to make my lines here. For some reason. Oh, there we go. I was pressing. I need to unhide something. So I got that. I also want to pull this down. Something I want to do here really quick is I want to take the. Totally could do this another way, but I'm gonna take the size of this, or I'm gonna select this. This is height 205. So I'm gonna come back here, do the 205. There we go. Bring that there. There's this rectangle that I need to bring along with it. Lock it, 205. Good, and I'm gonna bring this up. Now size it up just a little bit. Turn the opacity to 50. And I'm gonna bring this here now, and I'm also gonna change the title. We get left aligned, keep going, Austin Cleon, 35% red. So I wanna go here. I'm gonna turn the opacity of everything up just so I can change the names here too. Austin Cleon and 35 degrees. Not 35 degrees. 35% red. Alright, so I'm gonna turn that down. And I am just gonna test this out because I need to know if what I have done messed up 100% or is it actually working. So I have my little moving article thingies. And I want to be able to swipe. I have to actually do that integration. So when I prototype, how I want to do this is, let me see. So I want to go from here to here. I can, let's see if I do it, what happens if I do it this way. Do a drag, auto animate, ease in and out. Let's see. I know I'm already prepared for like things not working out. I'm gonna do the same thing here, pull this over, drag, cool. And the reason why I'm doing it to both is because to do our first animation with the bubbles, there needs to be, it's going between two different artboards. So let me see. So that's not working. Let's do this. I'm gonna undo the back and forth with the bubbles. I'm gonna click play. Okay, well that works. But did not work in the way that I expected. So let me try again. I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go to prototype, drag, auto animate, no. So why didn't it work here? That's odd. Oh, that's why, because we did this. So now it should work. So it's moving, but I don't even know what that was. That's odd. I wonder why it goes back. Oh, you know what? Because I have a time trigger on it. We don't want that on. Okay. So we have continue reading. And for some reason, let's take a look at this. So we have our mask, which is this, with our rectangle. We're gonna do this. We're gonna group this stuff here. We're gonna select all this. We're gonna get our rectangle and our mask. We're gonna group it. All right, that should be good. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna go back in here and I think that's what I did over here too. So that's group 19, this is group 20. So like I mentioned a lot of the times, guys, group names are, or just layer names and group names are so important in Adobe XD. Because if you don't have them called the same thing, Adobe doesn't know like what your what's it called? Doesn't know which layer you're trying to manipulate. Because each board has to know what it's going to transition into or transfer back into. So with that, now what I want to do here is I want, instead of this just becoming 2 books, I want the Steal and Artist to end up in the back. So I want to add, I'm gonna duplicate this group here. I'm gonna actually make this small. Bring it to the back here. Hit Control, Shift, and left bracket. So it brings this thing all the way to the back. And turn the opacity all the way, whoops. The opacity of this group all the way down. I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna go back in here. I'm gonna copy this as well. I'm gonna turn the opacity up so I can see what I'm working on. I'm scale it up just a little bit. Again, I want to push this behind that book. And again, turn the opacity down. Take these words. I'm gonna go back here, group these, turn this down. Whoops. I'm gonna group these. Again, I want to double check what the group is called here, group 22. Make sure that this group is group 22 as well. I want to turn the opacity of this all the way down. Make this a little bit larger and push it in here. Now the only thing that we need to do is take a rectangle. Controls the all that. I'm gonna, this makes it difficult when you're working with opacities and stuff. Let's see. I think the simplest thing is to do this. I'm gonna delete this because I keep going back and forth, and I don't think I'm making it any smarter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go here. I'm going to take this mask. I'm gonna take this rectangle, copy. I'm gonna get out of the mask, paste it. I'm gonna take this rectangle now, put it behind that book. Perfect. Now I'm gonna just take this whole entire group, copy it, paste it. Make sure to get rid of this border. Same thing here. Get rid of those borders. All right, now I can do this simple drag off. And this time I'm gonna be smart about it. I'm gonna get my guides. 1, 2. All right, so pull that off. 0. Boom. Don't forget the rectangle. Pull up. Pull up. All right, pulling these all the way to the left. Perfect. Now we got this mask and this rectangle, so we're gonna pull it over. Scale it up a little bit. Turn that opacity not fully up. It's like 80. And finally, we can come over here, turn this group opacity all the way up. Or excuse me, not all the way up, just so we can see it. We are gonna go into these words. Turn the opacity down because we don't need them yet. Ever. We're gonna go into this, scale this puppy up. There we go. Then we can turn this down. Perfect. All right, let's try this out. Very nice. That's what I want to see. Now, instead of this coming in from this side, I want it to come from in back of that yellow book, so it looks like it's revolving. So I'm gonna go back here, I'm gonna pull this in. There we go, and this should work now. All right, we're gonna try one more time. Close that mask. Bring this back just a little bit. And let's see. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, now I'm gonna take this because I know the opacity is low on this. I'm gonna bring that up because I knew something was wrong there. And I want to see how many pixels. Let's see, 25 pixels from the side. I want to make sure that this is the same as well. It wasn't letting me do my alt. So that's width 17, 25. So we need to push this in just a little bit more. And 1. Perfect. So let's see. Now this is what we have. I'm gonna take this entire thing. I'm gonna prototype this one section here so we can go back. And this is very nice. Still want this stuff back here. I want it to be done a little bit better. And again, I don't think I want all this blue stuff to be moving. You know what I mean? I think this is a distraction at this point. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back through. I think this was a nice concept in the beginning. We're just gonna duplicate this. And as you can see, guys, this is like literally where we are. I'm gonna just go through all of the seb. You forgot to add shadow. up the opacity, keep going. Indeed. Let me see. So I'm just gonna delete all the blue stuff for right now, because it is pretty distracting. There we go. There we go. Delete. Oops, gonna hold shift, delete that. And instead, I'm gonna definitely go back and change the shadows, because you are right, I did end up forgetting that. So we need a shadow. And let's just cross-reference the shadow here. And add this to our swatch, and we have 11, 11. We're gonna go here, we're gonna go to the rectangle underneath. We're gonna hit that shadow button, use the shadow in our assets panel, our color assets panel, and there we go. All right. Let's see. What to do? I think the next thing that we are going to do, because this is where we're at right now. I feel pretty good in this respect. I do want to kind of go back in and fix some of the font colors. What else we got? I wonder if it would be better if these, again, I'm just gonna take this over here. I see that I didn't do the overlays 100% correct. I wonder if this is better than this. I'm not entirely sure, because I like this. What do you guys feel like? Simple or semi-realistic? I feel like these kind of almost don't fit. I think what would be interesting to see is what I would love to see is this. I think this is where we're gonna finish this, guys. So if I decided to pick business for whatever reason, I also do not want these images in the back. I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna pick this, and then I'm gonna undo this, I'm gonna bring this here. This is gonna be business. Business. This is gonna go out. I'm gonna duplicate this because this is gonna be the new section. I'm gonna leave that alive just a little bit. Pull this back onto the artboard just a little bit. There we go. Business. Pull this in. Da-na. I'm gonna copy and paste this over here as well. Reason being is with Adobe XD, you have to, as you progress, you have to make sure whatever you have is on one artboard to the next artboard. And kind of want an in-between artboard. What will happen is if one of these things are pressed, hey, thanks, Paul, man. I appreciate that. Hey, and Brian, yo, I understand, my man, but hey, I actually did not know. Let's do it next time. I'm not trying to put it off, but I also would love to know in advance when something's gonna happen. So just let me know. We can put it off for the next one because we're already running a little late. And let's see. Well, we'll take a look at it. Let's just do this one thing. All right. So we have an in-between thing, and what I kind of want to happen is like a little burst. When we click a button. So I'm just gonna set these things out really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here, guys, we're just trying to experiment just a little bit. I think that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't do. They, yes, we must do what is effectively for the customer because those are the people that bring in and give us job security because our job is to make the experience better for the customer to continue being a customer. But I always like pushing the envelope, see where we can go with things, trying new ideas. Alright. Man, my eye's burning. And actually, Brian, put your stuff in the chat real quick because you might be able to get, we got a couple, good people in the audience, so they might be able to help as well while I'm working on this. Alright, let's see. Whew, my eyes really it's burning a little bit. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Might be a little too much now, but hey. We'll see. We will see. I'm glad you're digging the chill music, my man. I dig it as well. It keeps me under wraps while, in case we have any technical difficulties, what tends to be a trend. Oh man. Woo! My eyes. Okay. I think we also have a little too many dots here. It's always good to go a little overboard and then go back a little bit. All right, so let's try this. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all of this really quick. Whoops, not that. I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna bring it over to our other artboard, and we're just going to pull this in here. Turn the opacity down. And we are also take these, turn the opacity down. Actually, let me undo all of that. Okay, I want to group this. Same with this. Make sure these guys are the same group, 24 and 22. Make sure that the same name. All right. Now I did realize when I was squishing this that this group is above the button. And I don't necessarily want that. So I'm gonna just do Control Shift and left bracket to put it behind everything, and do the same thing with this other piece here. So now I'm gonna bring this all the way down. Scale that up and turn the opacity down. Perfect. Now this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back here. When we click on this button, we're gonna go here, and then because of time, I want us to go here. So time 0, duration 0. Because we want to click on this, have it burst, and then just fade to this. And I already know we're gonna have a problem because I didn't actually make this just yet. So we'll see. And what I mean by make this is I didn't make the gray versions of these. So let's see what happens. Whoa, what? Okay, let's see what's happened. I wonder if it's because it's in a group. I really have a feeling that it's because it's in a group. Because when things are in a group, it makes it a little bit, watch this, I guarantee you this will work. If I ungroup things, watch that work. And I'm gonna be kind of blown. So let's click here, let's go to prototype, boom, boom. I wonder if it's because, oh, you know what? It's not even because of that. Let me undo all that. I'm gonna keep our group. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna go back to design. We're gonna up the opacity. And Sui, who's in the chat, I am using OBS to record my screen. Very handy software. Let's see. I wonder if I can bring it out like this and then turn the opacity down. Maybe that's funky. I don't know what's going on there. Huh. Well, let's just do it like this. Let's keep the opacity up because I want to see if it's just an error on my end. And I also want to see if we have any odd prototyping things happening here. I think we do. I'm gonna unhinge this. something still funky happening there. So when we click this, oh, it's on the drag, lol. Okay, tap, ease in, 5 seconds, definitely not. 0.2. Okay, that works. Now we can go back, turn this opacity down. And this is why, guys, it's really important to test as soon as you make something, because if you build too much, we'll do 0.8, and we'll do 0.6. It might be, you might be in too deep. Not sure I like that. Let's do 0.8. And not sure I like that either. You know what I'm gonna do? This is better. So instead of turning the opacity down, I'm just gonna scale everything down. So I'm going to select everything in this group, all these circles. I'm gonna lock them, and I'm just gonna do 0, 0. All right, well, I guess I gotta do them individually. So 0, 0, 0, 0. 0, 0, and I can still see him on the white just a little bit, but we'll figure out how to fix that. Whoop. 0, 0. All right. Let's see what that looks like. That's not what we wanted. Let's put it back. Let's put it back. I wonder what happens if we do something like that. I would be extremely curious to know. It's too much. I think I have a feeling what we might do. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. So I'm going to take this group that we have, right? I am going to take an ellipse plus that group, and I'm going to mask so that the circles go outside of the mask, and we don't have to do opacity with it. So we bring that here. All right, so what I'm gonna do again, I'm gonna hit Control-Shift left bracket to bring it all the way to the back of my artboards, or excuse me, all my layers. I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna find that group, which is this. I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna bring this back into the picture. I'm going to open up this. I'm gonna find my shapes. They look weird as hell. Make sure that they're at least circles. 18. But you know, them turning to like cylinder or whatever-ish things, they might actually make it look like they're going fast. So, all right, and I'm just gonna pull all this stuff outside of that mask, just like that. So it has a little bit of explosion and it's inside of a mask. We'll see what this looks like. Ugh, God, that was ugly. But guys, this is trial and error. All right. Anyway, we are gonna keep it simple. We are going to keep it simple. And what I want to do instead is we will actually leave this to a later date. I wanted to see, Brian, have you dropped your link in the description? Because if you drop it in the chat, everybody can see it and I can pull it up. But I guess, guys, today, and we're gonna, until Brian pulls up his, what's it called? Because I told him last week we would review his work. And in the chat before we leave, I would love to know, would you guys prefer, pretend that's not there. Do you guys prefer this option with the blue and the kind of realistic in photos in the genres, or more so with the flat, the flat color that goes with the colors of the app? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the chat. No, we can't see the link. Send me it in an email. Let me see. If you send it to me in the next 2 minutes, we can check it out. All right, but I kind of feel like we need to do another screen before we leave, and I want to do that. I kind of want to replicate what was done here. So again, I'm going to take this, I'm going to duplicate this, Control-Shift-M, I'm going to drag this now down just so I have a reference. What I want to do here is, I'm going to group that, group this, group that, and what I want to have happen is when a book is selected, I want this to disappear. Our genres will go down. Should it go down or out this way? We'll just turn down the opacity for now. And we'll have this ball come down. I'm gonna delete this for right now, whatever that was. And I am gonna take this stuff. What is this? I have no idea what this is. Oh, business. We're gonna delete that. I'm gonna pull this up so that this is centered. This is going to, actually, this is going to go to 0. This is going to go to 0. We're gonna pull all this up. I'm gonna take these two and turn it down. Same thing with its rectangles. 0, and other rectangle 0. Perfect. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna center that. This is a little blue thing that I want to get out of the way. Let us see. Is that the cost of the book? Alright, so we're gonna pull that up there. I want new cost. Let's just say $13.99. Actually, if it's already bought, we don't need to have that. What I need instead, yeah, this will be easy. So I'm just gonna open up a little text block, go to my plugins, go to lorem ipsum, quick lorem ipsum, pull this down to about reading size of pixels 12. Make this regular, and we might go up to 14. Perfect. I'm going to go over to my plugins again, hit my quick lorem ipsum just to fill that block out. All right, cool. Thanks, Brian. All right, cool. So let me do this really quick because I think I can finish this fairly quickly, and then we'll get into your critique. So now I'm just gonna take all this, and this is just gonna go down 0, 0. Perfect. Take this, and I'm going to do a small ass button, just like this. Turn that radius up all the way, take that border off, get our color in. And I'm also gonna go back to our icons, type in heart, just like this. Control X, pull that off there. Pull this in here. Just for quickness of or speed, because I do want to get to Brian's work, as well as get one part of this at least done for you guys, so we can walk away here happy, because obviously we were having some technical difficulties on Behance. I'm gonna take this card. And we were having some technical difficulties here as well. And I just want to make sure that you guys get the utmost value from watching today. Oh wait, not add to cart, I was continue reading. There we go. White. I'm gonna center this really quick using our things here, and I'm gonna move this heart. I don't really care for it being there. I want it to white. Favorite. That's a little weird. Just gonna leave that like this. I wonder if it would make sense to have this like this. I'm gonna take that black color here. That feels really unbalanced. I don't know. I don't know what this would. We pull this down. Grab this. We're gonna go all the way back. We're just gonna go back to continue reading. Group, center this. Not center it. Let's see. Definitely don't want that centered. Ah, that's what we can do. Okay, like this looks good. And then let's see if we can bring back, not the shopping cart, go away shopping cart. This is starting to come along, guys. I feel a lot more confident in like the flat, and I think we can actually play with some gradients here, to be honest. But let's see, heart. And what I'm going to try to do is, because this is unfinished, I might, if you guys are on my newsletter, might be streaming this weekend. Because I do want to finish this, and it's also, let's see. Side, I was going to make this a little bit smaller. Make this white. Add to favorites. I'm not sure if we need the word, guys. What are your thoughts? Do we need the word? I don't know. You let me know. I'm gonna leave that there for now. I'm gonna scale this full width. Let's see. Center that. I also want to bold this. I don't like the. Let's go back here. Scale this up a little bit to 16. Continue reading. Center this. I think that works. I think that can work for us. All right, so let's check this out. And again, so if I click this prototype, boom, we went over here. And I know some things are gonna get pretty funky. I'm ready. Oh, that really wasn't that funky. All right, cool. Now all we want to do. It was really hella slow. So what we're gonna do real quick, I'm gonna take this, we want that 0.4, and we don't want ease in and out, we want snap. And now what I'm gonna do, just gonna copy and paste some of this stuff on the previous artboard, because like I said, things know, or Adobe XD only knows, well, not only knows, but if you you really want clean animations, I'll show you guys in a second because it's getting difficult to talk and do this at the same time. Boom, we have our little X. Do we want that there? No, that looks wrong. Here, click. Also, what we could do is, as you guys can see, there's still like some border around this that I want to get rid of. I don't know where it's from. Alright. I think I also need to increase the size of this. Oh, not that. Let's go back. This image here, just a little bit. There you go. So now I'm going to go back to prototype, go back here. Good, we're snap, 0.4, we're on tap, good. And now we have continue reading, we have this. This is not aligned, which kind of makes things look a little funky, so I'm going to pull this in just a tad bit, just like that. Pull that in just a little bit. So I keep these aligned, but this inner piece stays within that. That also could look a little funky. So maybe I'll pull this in a little bit. That might work. Alright, let's see. Let's see what we got. Do want to remove this. All right, so we're here. Click. Nice. We can go back. Very nice. Let me get that nice little animation down here too. So there we go. We have 1, 2, and then also want to bring in this segment that we had here. Here's our 4-step options here. So we have I see. We're gonna close that down for now. We're actually gonna move this out. We're gonna come, let's Control Z real quick. So this slides, okay. So we want these two. And when clicked, all right, let's see if we can do this. So this was the beginning, this is the second tier. Continue reading here. Not entirely sure what this was for. This, we can prototype, drag it, ease in, ease out, auto animate, same thing here. We're going to take this, we want to be able to go back, we're going to unhook this, drag, ease in, ease out. This is clicked specifically, we go there. All right, let's see. Oh. Let's copy this, copy, delete, copy. Let's hope this works. I just changed a whole bunch of stuff on the artboard, so things get really messy really quick. All right, so we got that. That works. All right, let's click. All right. Whew. I was scared, guys. I was like, this is not gonna work. But this works very nicely too. And I'm going to close out this here. Perfect. All right, Brian, we're gonna save. We're gonna check this out. I'm gonna do this one more time, just so. Perfect. All right. Woo! All right, I'm checking my email real quick. Brian, there we are. All right, my man. I see the moment of truth. I see you have a proper website now. All right, night out. Explore, sign up, and this is much better than the first thing you sent me, Brian. You have the mock-ups. You've looked, I can tell that you've looked at some reference, man. I would say here, kill the drop shadows or at least soften them. You're using a lot of drop shadows here. I think if you punch up your colors a little bit by using something like color. I can't spell today. All right, where are my other bookmarks? Wait. There we go. Something like this. I know this is a generator, but I would literally, if I were you, I would take your orange, pump it in here or in one of these, and see what other colors you get. This is a little dull of an orange, and the shadows definitely want to pull those out. You also want a more saturated orange. It kind of looks like a dirt or a red mud orange, and I know that's not what you're trying to go for. However, the aesthetic is much better than the first time you sent this to me, my man. Like that, first applause there. You took time to advance, and I see it. So very good job there. Now we have to just keep doing that. Keep, going back at what we're trying to do. And always, again, use reference for what it is that you're trying to design. I see what you're trying to do, but also I can, don't always try to make stuff up, just like how I'm doing. Every time I do a live stream, I'm looking at other people's work and being like, how did they make that? Literally tracing how they do stuff. Because again, just like art, even if you know or you think you know what a person's mind looks like, trying to draw a face without reference is way different than drawing a face with reference. It becomes much easier and you can be a lot more accurate, even if you're not good at art, so to speak. Supreme redesign. Early research, target users. This is a lot of writing. Like in a case study, anything anybody wants in terms of it, like if they have hiring power, they want to know what the problem is, what your solution was, and just very quickly, what were the 1, 2, 3 steps that you took in order to get to your solution. But this is good, man. Like when I tell you what you sent me day one versus what you have here, like A+. Again, just make sure, always use reference. Like go to Behance, type in Supreme redesign. And and just look to see how people present their work. And ask yourself, did I present my work this way? Does my stuff look like this? And even before you even ask yourself that question is like, do I like what I'm seeing? And if the answer is yes, how can you recreate what you like? And that's the entire question, my man. That's how people improve. People ask themselves, how can they improve? And they look for the things that they're missing. So, okay, this person's stuff looks like this. How come my stuff doesn't? And then just finding the answers to those questions. Oh, this person knows this. Maybe I should add that to my my repertoire, so on and so forth. So, same thing with anything that you're trying to do. So that's my. I can still see this is in the works. But dude, I just want to congratulate you for taking the stab at redefining your work again. And this is how people improve. Like, literally, it was night and day from what I saw the first time to this time. Now imagine the second time that you do, or the third time that you do this. So this is just how people improve, and it's only been a week, man. So pat yourself on the back. Let's get back to work and keep grinding this thing out, man. Other than that, guys, it's been a pleasure, streaming with you guys tonight, especially you guys who have been extremely patient with me today with the live stream. I appreciate it. I think that let's see what happening with my camera over here. Okay, the camera works. All right, I was a little scared to do that. But guys, I want to thank you so much for coming out today. I wish that my new camera was actually working for you guys because it's super cinematic. For those of you guys who caught it on Behance, it was super sexy, but we were having camera trouble or technical trouble. But other than that, I want to thank you guys for coming out. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Instagram. You guys know what it is. It's Brandon Groce. If you guys don't know what it is, I'm just going to put it on the screen now because this is a new OBS scene and I didn't put it. Give me 1 second. Let me just... So you guys can find me anywhere here. Brandon Groce for Oh, I just moved my camera. You guys can find me at Brandon Groce on Instagram, Behance, Brandon Groce, and BrandonGroce.me. So I appreciate you guys coming out. If you want access to what we've done so far on this project, you guys can go ahead and sign up for my newsletter, as long as you don't laugh at my face. I'm gonna put this in the live stream. But Paul, that's a good question. What are some tools for user research, people, and other case studies? There's tons of Medium articles of people who have done previous research. Always leverage other people's stuff. This is why I buy mockups. This is why I buy UI kits. It saves time. So find out what research has already been done and leverage that. Or conduct your own research. Other than that, Brian, thank you so much for showcasing your stuff. I hope I can make a video out of that because you did. I'm very happy with your progress, and I think other people should be able to see that as well. And other than that, guys, I hope you have an amazing night. And I would really appreciate, for those of you guys who are in the video right now, if you could like this video, that would really help a lot and mean very much to me. And if you already have, thank you so much. It's 8 o'clock. We have gone from 5 to 8 today. That's 3 hours. So the night's still young. I hope you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you on the flip side. Hopefully next week Behance will work. Let's hope. All right, guys. Peace.